Mwah.
Just waiting for a like last week.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Wow, what a graceful sneeze. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Say Less Basketball Podcast. You're currently listening to episode 50, February 20th. We're here. It's the All-Star break. This All-Star break is today, Sunday. All-Star game, or the whole weekend actually, is is the All-Star break, but the All-Star game is this Sunday tonight. So that's going to be exciting. But the All-Star break has not been that exciting so far, gentlemen. There has been much criticism around the dunk contest, that the three-point contest has somehow been more exciting in previous years than the dunk contest. There's the whole Rising Stars challenge. There's the celebrity game, stuff like that. The Rising Stars and stuff like that game as well. So
That was played at my alma mater's arena. Thank you very much.
Cleveland. It's in Cleveland this year. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk with LeBron and Darius Garland and Jared Allen about him coming back to Cleveland and stuff like that. So we're gonna get into that. But the All-Star break, gentlemen, what can they do to make the All-Star break more exciting? Can they revamp the dunk contest? Should they implement a 1v1 tournament, something like that, and take something else out? What are your thoughts?
Well, I didn't get to watch the Rising Stars or the Skills Challenge. I know it was like Cavs versus rookies versus Giannis and his brothers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how those went. I know the Rising Stars, I saw the highlights and it was like that target score thing. So the end was pretty intense. But regards to the dunk contest, it's like NBA players are getting to their limits, man. It's like, they work on the game. They don't work on their dunks, So if you tell a guy to, work on his dunks through a whole summer, through a whole off season, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want to do that unless they purely just know how to dunk, something like I don't know who just dunks in the league, but it's getting to the limits. They gotta either implement some type of like professional dunk contest, for people that actually work on the dunks, or they gotta just take it out. I mean, it's lost its creativity, it's lost its just everything about it. So I don't blame the players on this one. I mean, you're setting up guys for failure. I mean, I was watching it and Kenny Smith was complaining the whole time. Reggie Miller was complaining the whole time. D-Wade was complaining. It's just, there's nothing they can do about it. So
D-Wade gave it a upside down 9.
Yeah.
There's that funny image of Shaq. I don't know if you guys saw that, where he's just dead. Yeah. And then everyone was showing the video of the photo of him with the video camera after the Dwight Howard dunk, I think. Or the Vince Carter one. Vince Carter, yeah. And then his reaction now to the dunk contest.
Nope.
Well, I agree. I've seen a lot of complaint on social media. I'm like, what do you expect them to do? Like, at this point, what can they do that hasn't been done? I know there's creativity. I mean, you remember when Aaron Gordon brought in the drone that one year? That was pretty creative. It didn't work, but it was creative. For people who are like, oh man, all the players these days, they just evolved. They're so much better than people back then. I don't know, bro. I mean, I'm just saying, it seems like they've run out of ideas. And to be fair, there's just, everything's been done. I saw an article, I forgot about this, but what year was it? Back in like 1982, maybe? I don't know. But they let like regular people do a dunk contest. Or non NBA players. You guys remember that? It was like
I don't remember that. No.
Is it Barry Sanders? No, it was Deion Sanders.
Oh wow, damn.
And some other people in it. I think. I was seeing that. I don't know. I don't remember this happening, but I saw that they used to do that. That would be interesting because the dunk contest is the problem. 3-point contest. I particularly don't care too much for the deep shot that they add now. I understand why they do that, but it's kind of hard to elevate the suspense of a 3-point contest.
Oh,
It's
it's
it
3-1
just
contest is fine. I mean, I think it's
yeah.
always gonna have suspense.
It's
That's
it's
dope,
fine.
yeah.
Like the way it is the way it is, and it's always going to be interesting. But the dunk contest is where you're running into issues. It's just I don't know how to fix it honestly. I think it would be cool to have like other athletes come in, but they have the celebrity game for that. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
You should do a celebrity dunk contest. Just
that
name
would
it.
that would be interesting, bro. I saw Miles Garrett out there, bro. I mean,
Miles
He was
Garrett
throwing
was
it down. Yeah.
that man is. I didn't know he was that big. I'd be scared to be next to him. I think.
He's
For
that
real.
big and he can jump that high.
I know it's crazy.
Man,
The man is a freak.
for
He
real.
is. He's a monster. Eve was telling me like that. So where we lived at college, the apartment we lived in, the basketball arena was literally behind the apartment. So she was just saying like it was just jam packed with security, everything, like the players.
Wow.
The whole. I'm willing to bet that was the most people that arena's ever seen.
Probably.
Ever, and they, but I don't know. They gotta think of something. Maybe incentivize it, maybe throw some money.
Yeah.
Maybe that'd be dope.
I think a
Dirty.
1v1 would be nice.
Oh, if we're
Yeah.
going adding stuff, yeah, a 1v1 would be sick.
Yeah.
The only
1v1, maybe I don't know anything else. Really.
you gotta incentivize it though, because everybody's gonna be like, well, why would I risk my body, my health, if I'm not getting paid? That's what they're gonna say.
Mhm.
Everybody. So
I
you
know,
start having.
it's just a new generation,
I know, but I think you got to add money to everything now.
I mean, when I hear like people say that type of stuff, I understand, like, you're just being smart about the situation. But to me, like, you can get injured anytime, anything can happen anytime, anywhere. So it's like, just I don't know, just do it.
They could do something like a 1v1 for like the rising stars or whatever, because that would still be entertaining, and it would be a name a way for like the lesser known players to like raise their namesake, I guess, and their brand and get themselves out there more.
They could really do,
because if some dude goes through and just destroys everybody in the 1v1 tournament and you've never heard of him before, like that would be unreal. And then it's like a test. So if they like that, then they can like do it for the all-stars and everything. But if it's not that good for the rising stars, and they can just cut it out. But regardless, it would be a good idea, I think. So
it would be I think it would be cool this on the all-star game end to do like what baseball does and hockey, where the winner of the all-star game, you get home court advantage in the finals. I think they used to do that like 10, 20 years ago. Is that true? I know they do it in other sports, but they don't obviously do it in the NBA. That would really incentivize it, because I mean that would matter a lot, especially to players that are playing on teams that are that have at least a realistic shot to be there.
Yeah, because what would happen if you mean like the East versus West?
Yeah, so like if the East wins, no, I mean like so in the All-Star game, East versus West, right?
Right.
Oh, but we don't do East versus West. You can't do it.
So
yeah,
you can't.
Never mind. Yeah, you can't do that. Never mind. I forgot. I don't know why I forgot. Dang. I don't know. Somehow you got to incentivize this weekend.
Yeah.
They should switch the captains for the team whoever the versus team, because like LeBron and KD been the captains for what 3 out of 4 years. I know Steph got it one time, so it's like.
And Giannis, I think.
Yeah, Giannis got it, I think, one time too. But it'd be nice to see like Ja pick a team versus I don't know, Trae Young pick a team. Like it'd be nice just to see like the captain switch up, because it's a popularity contest, so I don't think those guys ever have a shot right now.
Right.
But that's a small thing. That's a small thing. But most important thing is they gotta implement something else for that dunk contest.
That's for sure. That's the number one thing.
It has so much potential too, because it's supposed to be so cool, bro. You know what I did last night?
There's so much legacy and history behind it.
Yeah,
with Jordan and Dominique Wilkins and everything.
Exactly. Here's what I did last night after watching part of it, because I didn't even watch the whole thing because I couldn't do it. I I went back and watched the 2016 dunk contest. That's literally what I did. I watched. I was like, man, this is so bad. I got to watch something good.
Uh-huh.
And all I had to do was watch AG and Zach LaVine, and
Yeah, like
I
that was
got into
dope.
good spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if they find another like rivalry like that in the dunk contest, it would be more fun. Like an AG, Zach LaVine or
Aaron
somebody
Gordon
else.
should have won.
Yeah, with like a funny contest like that. I don't know. That's tough. There's a lot of things in the All-Star break that might need to change. So let
Do
us
y'all
know.
agree with my
Yeah.
bad for cutting you off?
Sorry.
I was gonna say about the 3-point contest. Did y'all see how Cat obviously won it and how everybody's saying he's the best big man shooter ever? You guys agree with
Yeah,
that?
I saw that.
No,
Who's
I
better?
I would
Him
put
and Dirk are the only two big men.
I would put Dirk above him.
Yeah.
Who'd you say?
Him and Dirk are the only two big
Oh,
men to
yeah,
ever
yeah.
win the 3-point contest. So it's basically just those two as who people
I
are.
mean, but a 3-point contest doesn't make you the best shooter. Just winning it doesn't.
Yeah, but a lot of people like go to K because he has the highest 3-point percentage from a big man of all time, and he
Right.
shoots a lot. He shoots a high volume amount, so he
I'm
has
gonna
some
give
type
it
of
to Dirk.
defensive argument for him.
I understand. If Dirk played in this era, I like to think Dirk would also be, because I mean, where Cat's nowhere near Dirk is the mid range. I mean, Dirk would smoke him on that probably.
Right.
But I'd probably give the edge to Dirk still. It's,
Yeah, for right now,
I
I'd
mean,
say,
it's apples and oranges.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
KG.
Maybe the best 3-point shooting big man.
Yeah, I'd
Maybe.
agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know about best mid range because I mean Dirk patented that damn fadeaway jump shot in the post in the mid range. So
Yeah.
and Cat hasn't patented that yet. So once he does that, maybe he can get himself to that caliber. But I don't know.
I mean, to his credit, he went off.
Yeah,
he did go off. Yeah,
He didn't just barely win. Like he actually did really well.
he was
So
clutch.
he what?
He was clutch because I think he won.
Yeah.
I think he was him against Trae Young versus I forgot the last person, but he was
I
against
think Luke Kennard.
Was it Luke Kennard?
I don't remember, but I know
It
Trae
was
Young
him,
missed.
Trae Young, and I keep forgetting the last guy, but he was a bit up against shooters that probably better than him to most people.
Right. Yeah. I would think Trae would win that over him, but
Yeah,
obviously didn't happen.
mm-hmm.
Yep. So let us know in the comments below, what you think the All-Star break should change. What do you think if they should change it or whatever? If Cat is the best shooting big man of all time. So
Yep.
that's crazy. But the next topic is this Zion, Anthony Davis, injuries. It's been a whole list of concerns. So we were going to talk about this last week and probably the week before, but things got in the way. There was some trades that were a little bit big that we had to cover real quick. But the Zion stuff, that he's injured, that he, there's a speculation that he might leave. There's speculation that he wants to leave. There's speculation about a whole bunch of shit with the Pelicans and Zion. So, I mean, your thoughts, gentlemen. Do you think he should stay after with CJ now in the fold for the Pelicans? Do you think he should try and work his way back? There's also news that he's going to have to have another surgery. Is he looking
okay.
let me ask you this. Is he looking like right now, like the next
Greg Oden.
Greg Oden?
He's played 3 more games than Greg Oden through first 3 years. I think that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. It's really close. I mean, I think we already talked about that comparison.
Yep.
I think watching First Things First, I think it was Nick Wright. I forget who it was, but they were like, as soon as he has an opportunity to go sign an extension, he should do it. Yep. And they were saying it because I'm just going to guess that maybe in the back of his mind, injuries are starting to become a serious concern for him. I guess Nick's whole point was, if you can get the money, you better take it right now because it's appearing like he can't stay healthy. So, got to take the money when he can. As for staying with the Pelicans, I think I like the Pelicans. I think like with CJ, Brandon Ingram, they're not a bad team to me. I don't think like I think we mentioned last week. I'd say they're probably 9-10 seed without Zion, but you put Zion in there, it ain't bad. I mean, I'm not gonna give them a. I'm not gonna say they're coming out of the West, as it is constructed right now, but they're
Right.
at least decent. If he's betting on himself being an elite top, 10 player, then I like their chances.
Mhm.
But if he's thinking about leaving right now, if like he's thinking about forcing his way out or whatever, I think his first priority right now should just be I need to find a way to get and to stay healthy because he's not going any it doesn't matter where he goes, it doesn't matter what he does if he can't stay healthy. Now, if he's really just in it to like make money and like not really play, he could theoretically do that anywhere if they trade him. But I don't even think you can trade him if he's hurt like this, right?
No, I mean, actually, still think
I-
there's teams out there that would still take him.
But his top priority needs to be getting healthy. Sorry about my dog. I don't know what's wrong with her. But he needs to get healthy. And I mean, these knees, what is it? His foot, right? His foot? It's
right.
foot now, right? I was looking at the history of big men with foot injuries. It's not good. Like it's really not good. The history is not in his favor. So if I'm him, my priority right now is find a way to get back, find a way to stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. His apparently he's supposed to come back in December to practice. We're in February, almost into March now, and he's about to get apparently a second surgery. I know everybody's saying it's his weight, it's his maybe he's just injury prone. We don't know yet. I don't think I've heard him or his camp ever come out and say, "Hey, this is why we think he's getting injured this much." But apparently he's been working real hard in terms of working out, staying conditioned and all that stuff, and like Oregon or something like that. But he just gotta. I agree with you. He just gotta stay healthy. He just needs to get back in shape, and if it is his weight, you gotta drop it because after what he did last year, I was thinking, man, this guy's probably gonna be a for sure top 15, top 12 player in the league already, and he could have been an all-star starter this year. And he already got his own shoe deal. He got his own shoe with Jordan. So it's like, okay, he's got all the hype, he's got everything around him. He just gotta, go out there and perform. And he can't do that because obviously he's been getting injured all the time. So he's gotta get healthy, bro. Like I said, I don't know what the reason is for all these injuries. If it is his weight, get it down. If he's just built like that to get injured, then it's gonna be tough.
Yeah. So the report is that he is not expected to be back for the foreseeable future, which means that there's no timetable for his return. There's the second foot surgery that he's going to need. They've been mostly silent since the January 5th announcement that he would rehab away from the team. So he's not with the team. He's going to need another surgery. It's not looking good right now, and there's not a timetable for his return either. So that's bad. That's why there's reports that that's why they went for CJ at the deadline, because there's a chance that he's not going to be able to play in the short term and maybe the rest of the season at all. So that was a win now move, I guess. So it's just tough because you see all of the highlights that he had, you reflecting on his career in high school and in college, and he was so hyped up to be the next LeBron type player, and he just not has been out there enough to live up to it. So it's tough. I really don't know. It's bad that he's rehabbing away from the team too, because that does not mean he's in any type of condition to return to full, even like practice or walkthrough or anything like that. So that's bad. That's really bad because there's no timetable for his return, and he's not even working through anything with the team or get any work in that way. So the man's got to be working on keeping his weight down, though. That's the big step. If he can get his weight down with this second foot surgery, and kind of rehab after it, then, or during it or after, before, or whatever, then that'll be good. But this is bleak right now, so this is tough.
Still young too. He's only 20.
Yeah,
He's 20.
Yeah.
bruh.
What am I
Bruh.
doing with my life?
When he's out there, dude, I mean, when he's out there, he's putting up great numbers. So
Yeah,
he's
he had what was it, like one of the best PER, or it was, I forget what stat it was, but he had like one of the best years ever last year
Yeah, I was gonna
in
say
terms
last
of
he
last
put
year I
up
think
27, 7 and 3.
what I was
I don't
quoted.
know what stat it was. I thought it was PER, but I might be wrong. It couldn't have been PER because
He shot
Giannis.
61% from the
Oh,
field.
that's what it was. It was he had the highest shooting percentage ever for having scoring that many points. That's what it was.
Yeah, the Pelicans were loaded like last year. They should have been a playoff team, I think. They had Zion and Brandon Ingram and Josh Hart off the bench. I think they had
Didn't
Redick at
Zion
one
get
point.
hurt though?
Yeah, but when they were healthy last year, I'm talking about,
Yeah.
they should have been in the playoff race. They were not. But I mean, they
Oh,
had
he's 21. Sorry.
What are you
they had
doing?
then they had Bledsoe too.
They had a Bledsoe, yeah.
Man, they had Steven Adams last year too. Like they have a nice team now too. Like they have Jonas Valanciunas, who's been nice. They have Brandon Ingram, who's been nice. McCollum is nice. Like
Herbert Jones.
Herbert Jones is a great defensive piece for them.
Yeah, if they get Zion, I mean, as for now, after that report, you might as well just get him back in shape, shut him down for the year, let him get a surgery, get back in shape, condition him. Hopefully, he could come into the offseason healthy, so then he could, work on his game, come to training camp next year ready to go. And
It's a
then
lost season.
Yeah.
I mean, the CJ McCollum trade, like you said, I think it's good because they're close to a play-in spot, so if they can get into a play-in spot, I think that's the best thing they can go for right now.
Well, you got anything to add?
I mean, I agree. I would just
Yeah.
shut him down. I mean, here's the problem with Zion is, and I haven't heard updates on like the relationship recently. So I don't know where it stands, if it's still like really toxic and like, hey, I want to get out of here or not. What's up?
I was just agreeing. I said I don't know either.
Yeah, but so that's the problem with it, is that you have that aspect and then you have, the injury aspect. So you have two things to kind of work through. When you were saying he's training in Oregon, and that's a bad thing because that shows you he's not even close to getting back. I was actually looking at it as a bad thing more because he's not with his team working through this, which was telling me that there's still something there, some barrier they have to get over, which was more concerning to me in that sense. I'm just kind of guessing here. I don't know, but if you have to work through both of those, it's not good. I mean, it's not good. If I'm Zion though, and I want to force my way out, the first thing to do is get healthy. No matter which way you slice it, the first thing he needs to do is get healthy. So,
Yeah, I agree.
Whatever that means.
I agree with both of you guys on that one. The Pelicans have had a lot of missed seasons where I think they could have done way better than they ended up doing. There's the team last year that I think was stacked. There's this team this year that's kind of stacked now as well.
Let me say this real quick, Zach. I know you're big on this. I don't think they should have gotten rid of Alexander.
Yeah, that was bad. Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
I think that could have been avoided, given how much the Blazers were just like, hey, just take everything.
Take everything.
We don't care.
Yeah.
I would have not. I wouldn't have gotten rid of him. Their team may look nice without him, but I think he's a good building block.
It was so weird, dude.
Yep.
You got.
I don't know if you mentioned that last week. I can't remember.
And some other guys, like, okay, what was the point of that? You just traded for a guy that just tore his ACL. And Nikhil is a young guy with potential. I mean, he was putting up 14 points with the Pelicans, so it's like.
Josh Hart is nice too.
Huh?
Josh Hart is nice as well. He's really nice.
No, but I said Joe Ingles because they traded.
Oh yeah.
Nikhil for Joe Ingles, so I was like saying like he tore his ACL. So what was the point of trading Nikhil for him?
That's facts.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yep, but they've had a lot of missed seasons this year, last year, especially the year I think with DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis. I think they could have done.
I wish those two stayed together, dude.
That would have been so
I
dope.
was watching the highlights like a couple weeks ago. I was like, I forgot about this duo.
I
Dude, they were
know.
nice.
They should have
They
gone
were
way
dangerous.
far. Yes.
There are some threats, man, for real. If they kept Drew Holiday with those two guys and then just made a couple good trades, dude, that team would be contending. If DeMarcus stayed healthy, never tore his Achilles, man, that team would be scary.
Imagine that defensive team. DeMarcus. I mean, DeMarcus is not a great defender, but AD and Drew Holiday, DeMarcus. Who knows how it would have turned out after that? Did they have Ingram? They didn't have Ingram at that point.
They
probably don't get it.
I think they had Rondo too. Was Rondo?
Wait, obviously they didn't have Ingram. Duh.
They did have Rondo.
Yeah, Rondo, Drew was guards. Yeah.
That team should have gone way far in the playoffs, I think. But obviously, injuries had an impact. It was tough, and obviously they both wanted to get out of there and make more money. But
I think AD would have stayed if DeMarcus never tore his Achilles.
I think so, yeah. And they were winning more.
Yeah, if they won.
Still. I mean, they were a 4th seed one year, weren't they? Just with Anthony Davis.
They swept the Blazers. Remember when they swept the Blazers?
Yeah, the frauds. The frauds.
That was crazy. That was one of the craziest series I've ever seen.
I mean, they've had some. They were a high seed that year, weren't they? The 4th seed.
I don't know. It was 2016, 2017.
Maybe they're the 6th seed. I don't know.
I forgot that I'm looking back on some articles.
I'm pretty sure the Blazers were like a 4th or 5th seed, and then the Pelicans were like, because they didn't get DeMarcus till I think mid-season. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Well, if they're the 4th or 5th seed, that means the Pelicans were the 4th or 5th seed. So.
Oh yeah. Stupid.
I remember. Do you guys remember when Cousins had his Achilles injury, and then Anthony Davis wore Boogie's jersey to start the All-Star game?
Yep.
Bro, they had so much chemistry too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice segue into the next topic, though, because Anthony Davis is talking point right now, and now it was announced on the 17th this week that he will be out at least another 4 weeks after an MRI showed that the Los Angeles Lakers star has a mid-foot sprain. He suffered the injury in the team's 106-101 win against the Utah Jazz.
They won?
They won, yep.
At what cost?
It was a basketball play again, like most of the injuries this year. He was hurt when he went airborne to catch a lob pass from Malik Monk and came down on Rudy Gobert's heel in the second quarter. So Lakers are currently entered that game 9th in the Western Conference, which is 6 games behind the Denver Nuggets, who are the 6th seed, and would allow them to get in the playoffs, but they're a ways back, and now Anthony Davis is out. So your predictions, fellas, for Anthony Davis? Should they try and get rid of him? Should they try and trade him? Are the Lakers in trouble now to make the playoffs in general? What's going to happen here?
Well, time back to how we talk about, or we're going to talk about Bronny and LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that, I think it was his first year in LA, or it was last year, but he said he wants to retire a Laker. After the Bronny news, is like, okay, maybe that's not going to happen. So if I'm the Lakers, I'm like, okay, we traded our whole, future with Ingram and Lonzo and Hart and all those guys for AD and LeBron, and they did deliver a championship. So if it was worth it, then that doesn't mean anything to you. But if it wasn't worth it and you were looking for a dynasty, then what's just happened so far is not good. So I mean, like I know we said last week that we still have faith in the Lakers. I know I did. I think Will said it too. He's gonna be out for a month, so he'll probably return with 5 to 10 games. I don't even know. Probably first round of the playoffs or playing whatever they're in. If he just stays healthy, they can make a run. I think they could. If he's not healthy, then I'd trade him. If LeBron's gonna leave in 2 years, I wouldn't trade him this season or next season, but I just try to trade him. As soon as LeBron leaves, just trade him. But who knows what? I mean, okay, not in the future, because if he keeps being injured every year, then obviously his trade value is going to go down. So it's going to be a risk. So either you trade him now with his whatever value is pretty high still, or you trade him later and maybe his value is kind of down because he's gonna be older and he's gonna be probably more injury prone. That's a dilemma they're in. I'm not a Lakers fan, so I don't really care unless he's getting traded to the Bulls. But if you're watching this, bro, just when your contract runs out, bro, just come back home. Got a spot for you.
Facts. Will?
I've never been on the AD train, so I don't ever agree that they should have gotten him in the first place. I don't think it was a great trade. I'm a fan of AD. He's a Chicago native, like you just mentioned, so I like him. But in terms of like availability, as Zach said last week, is the best ability. He's just not. It's just that's the narrative of his career. It sucks. I love him. Like he's otherworldly. Like he is just an elite talent, but he just can't stay healthy. If I'm the Lakers, I watched Skip and Shannon. If you can believe it, Shannon said it was worth it, and Skip said it wasn't. I would probably more agree with Skip, only because I don't think that the Lakers were looking for like just a one championship, like you said. I think they wanted a dynasty. It's like, hey, we got LeBron and AD. Now we got Westbrook, bro. If you just in a vacuum, if you just told a random person that follows basketball but doesn't like, they know basketball but they don't actively follow it, and you're like, hey, this team has Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Westbrook, and then you ask them how they were doing, and then you told them their record, they would be dumbfounded. I guarantee it. That's three probably top 10 players going into the season. I don't think that many people would consider Westbrook top 10 at this point, maybe even not AD. But like you collectively get that talent together, this is unacceptable. It has to be. There's no way. You can't. Bro, for all of Westbrook's flaws, he's really not playing as bad as everybody makes it out to be this year. Now he is a turnover machine, but to be fair, LeBron's also a turnover machine, not to that extent. I'm getting off track. I would trade him. I'd trade him now. I'd trade him ASAP before he gets hurt or does some serious damage like an Achilles or something. Not belittling his injuries to this point, but like something that, derails or probably maybe ends a career. Get rid of him now. The Lakers are on the brink of, they're definitely, I think almost certainly not making the playoffs. They're playing for the play-in at this point. I don't know. I think their team might play it better with just LeBron. Who knows? But I'm getting rid of AD right now. Anytime I can, I would send him on over to the Bulls. We know you want to get rid of him, so we're not going to give you as much back for him. Maybe include Patrick Williams as our best piece.
No,
I don't want to get rid of Patrick Williams.
Vooch.
Oh yeah, God, get rid of Vooch. And actually, you're right though, because with LeBron on the team, they're not going to want to developing players, so we're good. We don't have to give up anybody I want to give up, or I don't want to give up, bro. Vooch, see ya. I'll take you. I'll take 80 over you all day, even with his injuries. Get rid of him. That, as far as I'm concerned, this is not a good trade for them in the at all. I understand you want a championship, but you had 5 months off. I mean, AD could use 5 months off, clearly. He's incredibly injury prone. I think that, and he was really good in the bubble. He was really good. But like the 5 months helped. So I wouldn't have considered this a good trade. From the beginning, I don't consider it a good trade now. And I get rid of him, Zach, right now.
Yeah. I think I agree. They got to get rid of him. They got to trade. They got to break something up here. But you're past the trade deadline now, and you don't know what's going to happen in the future. So you're kind of screwed right now in this season now. So I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know what they should do. It's tough to break up LeBron and AD because that was the whole thing here was because once that happens, I feel like as soon as they start to fall off, LeBron's going to leave. Because if they get rid of AD and they're not winning without him, and LeBron was basically there for AD and to have like a team around both of them, and he could pass it off to them in the future, but that's not going to happen. So I think if you get rid of AD, you're going to eventually have to get rid of LeBron is eventually going to be gone, because as soon as they start losing with AD, LeBron's going to be thinking about who's going to sign me for Bronny. He's going to go back to Cleveland. Who draft Bronny? You're going to get me. So he made that very clear this weekend. Which
Feels
is
like a good segue.
nice segue into the next topic, which is the Bronny and LeBron stuff. There's obviously been some talk about LeBron and his son playing together, and which would be probably Bronny's first season, whoever drafts him, if he makes it to the league, and then LeBron playing alongside him. And he made it clear this weekend that he will do whatever it takes to play with his son, Bronny. During All-Star Weekend, he said that. So my last year will be played with my son. Wherever Bronny is at, that's where I'll be. I would do whatever it takes to play with my son for 1 year. It's not about the money at that point. So that's facts.
I thought that was, when I first heard that, I was really caught off guard by him saying it's not about the money at that point.
Make plenty of money right now. It shouldn't be about the money at this point too.
They should
not. That was why it caught me off guard. I was like, wait, are you saying that's about the money right now? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Your whole career has not been about the money.
I'm gonna say it because he's LeBron James. It's like off the court, he earns a lot.
Exactly.
It's like, if I were him, I'd be taking pay cuts right now.
He's never taken pay cuts. That's been
I mean, he was underpaid during his first Cleveland years in Miami.
Yeah. In Miami, he didn't take a pay cut.
He was getting like, at that time, like 24, 25 was considered like, top level money, but there was like 8 people paid higher than him. A lot of people were getting mad because they're saying he should be at least one of the top 3 earners, but yeah, never mind about the money. Forget about the money.
I just want to mention, it caught me off guard when I heard that. I was a little surprised, Zach. Just a little. Didn't know what to make of it.
Can you go into more details about that?
Well, I was just like, man, LeBron, on his Miami Heat days, I know Wade and Bosh took significant pay cuts, I'm pretty sure, to play with. Yeah, they all did. Right. But by his, how contracts work, as you go through the years, you make more. Leaving?
The dog's acting up, huh?
She's been crazy today. Sorry.
That's for attention.
But yeah. I don't know. He's never been one to take like a $10 million pay cut like KD, like that, to play with the Warriors, and to win. So I was a little surprised. If it's been about the money to this point, it doesn't make sense to me, because he's team hopped multiple times to go to like a situation that makes him the glaringly obvious favorite to win every year, or at least be one of the final teams. Right. So I was just surprised he phrased it like that. Like I would have said, I'll do anything to play with Bronny. At that point, it's not about where I'm at. I would have said it that way, not money.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably just reading into it. I'm not trying to criticize him for anything. I just found it funny.
Yeah, you're probably just reading into it, but regardless, it's dope.
Because I know LeBron didn't mean that.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the money.
Yeah,
he doesn't care about the money.
But he's gonna make $1 billion off the court from Nike.
For real. Yeah.
Lifetime contract.
However, where will he end up? Here's the thing. Bronny is going to make it to the league, right? Do we all agree on that? I feel like if LeVar can put his sons into the league, and granted, Lonzo's good, LaMelo's good, but if he can speak them into the league, I would have to think LeBron can speak Bronny into the league.
Yeah,
which he just did. So
yeah, exactly. Right. He just did, right? So how old is he now?
37.
No, Bronny.
Oh, he's a junior.
17, 16 or 17.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 more years?
Yeah.
2 more or 3.
I think next year would be a senior year.
Oh, okay. So then 2 more years. Yeah. Because you have to do senior and then
Depends.
you have to be 1 year out of high school.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to go to college.
So
That'd be-
LeBron will basically be 40 by the time.
Yeah. So, but in 2 years, here it's all speculation because I don't know if Bronny's gonna be a high pick. Like
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the high scores coming up and stuff, but what I can speculate is LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
I have to imagine at that point he's gonna be fading off a little.
Yeah. Maybe.
You don't think he's gonna fade off?
You never know, though.
I think he's going to fade off. And I'm not saying in terms of statistics, but I think like what we're seeing now with injuries, I think that's going to be much, much more prominent.
I think he's gonna keep his value the way it is right now, unless he starts to unless his athleticism starts to decline a lot and he starts to, get cramps and all these little nagging injuries every 10 games like Kobe did.
Mm-hmm.
But like how he playing right now, I don't think he's slowing down. I think he's still gonna be a top 10
Yeah,
player.
I don't think he's going to like statistically or his production. I just think the injuries, what's it? Father time is going to start to, because Father time always wins. I mean, I look at LeBron and I legitimately question whether or not he'll ever be so bad that he can't play.
It's been a lot of time so far.
Yeah, I know. I seriously, like with Tom Brady, I'm just like, is he ever gonna not be good enough to play? But at some point, he's been injured a lot this year, and last year too. It's gonna catch up with him, but I digress. It would be cool to see. It would be really cool to see either way. As a fan of just basketball, it would be awesome to see that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to father and son play together. I mean, we saw Doc coach Austin Rivers back in LA and the Clippers. But to see it, a father and son, I think we never seen that in like major sports league since Ken Griffey, right? Didn't he play with his dad?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, that'd be real nice. The thing is though that it's gonna be funny to see. I'm not trying to like criticize this moment or make it look bad or try to be like a hater, but the pros and cons. The cons of this situation is the team gonna salvage their future or just their team? I'm gonna say chemistry because I gotta see how LeBron approaches. Because if he does end up on the same team as Son, is that gonna be like the team's identity? LeBron and his son.
Yeah.
Oh, it will be. His ego is way too big.
That's a problem. Though, it's like, okay, are you gonna let Bronny develop with the team, or are you gonna want to develop? Like he's gonna be butting into how they want to play Bronny, or if they're playing together, he's gonna be the one trying to throw him oops and stuff like that. Maybe just, damaging their winning. And it depends on what team he gets drafted. Because if he gets drafted like Iowa did in the second round into a pretty decent team with the Bulls, that's gonna be a problem. Like you gotta play to that team's success. But if he gets drafted to like OKC or Detroit or something, if they're still bad at that point, it's like, okay, he's on a tanking team, so maybe that's just gonna be the team's story that season. It's LeBron and Bronny. But if he gets drafted to a pretty good team, he's gonna have to, put that father-son thing to the side, maybe. Let not that be the main story of that team. That's my speculation.
Yeah, that's gonna be real tough if he goes to a competitor like a playoff team because it's gonna be the biggest story.
Yeah.
Is if they draft Bronny, then they're gonna get LeBron as well. And if LeBron comes, then that's gonna be massive. And then everybody's gonna be, oh my God, they're gonna be so good. They're gonna hype him up, they're gonna overhype him because now they have Bronny and LeBron. The hype is just gonna be too much at that point. And I don't know if they'll be able to live up to it, that team.
I wonder how the pressure. I wonder how Bronny will deal with the pressure.
There's no way to make it not the biggest storyline and the identity of the team.
Oh, for sure.
It's LeBron.
For sure.
There's no way.
It's LeBron, bro. Everywhere he goes, he has to be the center of it. It's not
necessarily his fault either. It's more, his fans Skip Bayless,
Yeah.
everyone is going to just his mainstream take on the media is just
I do think though the part that is his fault is when LeBron goes to a team, they have to adjust around him, like Muhammad was saying. Like that's why the Lakers traded their whole young team. All those players now look like pretty good players. Like maybe you had a chance to win with them. Same with the Cavs back then, you know, when he came back to the Cavs. I'd say the Heat to a lesser extent, because I think that specific off season they had a lot of cap space, obviously.
Right.
But it would be interesting to see, because like you said, it heavily depends on where he gets drafted. Because if he gets drafted to a crap team, then LeBron could come in and be like, "Hey, yo, I'm coming.
If he goes back
We're
to
gonna
Cleveland,
revolve the team."
if he goes
That would
back
be
to Cleveland, it's
sick.
gonna be horrible. Well, if he goes back to Cleveland and then trades away everyone there, that's gonna be horrible because they
Here's
have
He's
a
not going to
nice
be
yes.
young
trading
team.
anyone. No, he's not going to
Do
be the
not
one
send
that
them back to
takes
Cleveland,
it.
please.
Well,
Because
here's
ruin it.
here's a thought. Shoot, I just lost my thought. What was I going to say? Well, so he goes to a team. Is he going via trade? No, he's not.
No, he's
It's
gonna force
free
his way
agency.
out.
He's going to
Yeah.
set up he's probably going to set it up. So will he take the veteran minimum potentially?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think so.
That would
He
be crazy to see. I would be very impressed if he did that.
That would
I
be
believe
funny.
he will, but that would
Yeah.
be
Take the veteran minimum. Yeah, that'd be dope. Just have a nice role on like a good team. That would be exciting to watch.
Oh, here's what I was going to say. How does this affect drafting? You know, think about it. Because if a team is like, hey, I draft Bronny, I get LeBron, they know it. It's known. It's been spoken into existence.
Yep.
Now, do I draft a player I need or do I draft Bronny?
Right.
You know, how it's going to change the draft. Somehow it will. Like, for sure it will. Bronny might even skyrocket to number one just off of this. He may not even be the best player, but he could legitimately be drafted number one because of this. It's possible. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
There's a lot
the small market teams are definitely going to be looking out to draft him and move him up their rankings, despite however much they value him. It's going to be risen now because if OKC drafts him and they get LeBron, like that's going to be massive for their ticket sales, for their popularity in the league, just in general. Because like a small fan base like that is going to benefit hugely from drafting Bronny and then getting LeBron as well. So
yeah, we don't know how the NBA is going to look like in 3 years. I know it's a short amount of time, not a short amount of time, but you know the Suns came up and now they're going to the finals, and they were just the last seed in the West 3 years ago. So it's like the teams that are bad now might not be bad in 3 years. So, you know, he could be going anywhere. He could be going from OKC with all those draft picks they have. He could have maybe New York. I feel like the Knicks, out of any team, would be that type of team to be like, we want Bronny because we can get LeBron, and then the Knicks are a top team.
They would.
So I feel like that's a possibility. It can be anywhere. And like Will said, his draft stock's gonna either skyrocket or stay the same, or I don't think it depends on how he is. It's just gonna depend on what team wants LeBron the most.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It seriously will. Like if I need freaking, I don't even know other players that'll be.
Yeah, I could definitely. I know Mohammed said that. I could definitely see the Knicks drafting Bronny to get LeBron.
We're like the biggest media market, and then you get that type of story. It's like, dude, you're gonna get so much money. Revenue is gonna skyrocket. It's just the Knicks are gonna be like that talked about team for that one season. They're gonna go back to being the Knicks.
I could totally.
But that's a James Dolan vision right there. That's what he wants.
That is facts.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. You mentioned the Suns. I just want to point this out. This has nothing to do with anything we're talking about, but 2-3 years ago when the Suns were, not in the playoffs, I predicted that they would make the playoffs in this Facebook group that I'm in. I run a page, with some other people. There's, a couple 100,000 followers.
Did they make the playoffs that year?
They didn't make it, and everybody laughed at me. They're like, "Hey, they're not going to even come close." But they were the 9th seed, and then they won. They went to the finals the next year. I mean, it's just
You're always 1 year off in your predictions, though.
Bro, I was just thinking about that. Bro.
Nuggets,
bro.
you're off.
Bucks, 1 year. The Bucks, 1 year off.
1 year off.
The Bulls. I said
off.
the Bulls are going to be what, first round exit this year. So, or I mean, at best a second round exit. So that I don't know if that's a good thing.
No, that's not a good thing. That's bad.
That's not a good
Don't
thing.
say that. Shut up.
Shoot, I didn't say that.
Oh Lord.
Muhammad hitting that time.
Yeah, for real.
Done, bro. You done boasting about yourself?
Boasting about how he makes.
Thank you, guys.
This man is really boasting about how he misses takes. Come on now.
Nah, dude, it was funny because they're like, hey, they're not even gonna come close, and then they were.
You gotta adjust your.
That was actually the year that they were 1 game away from making it.
You gotta adjust your take range though, because you're a year off on everything. So
I'm gonna just do what I think and then say it for the next year. If I think the Bucks are winning the finals this year, I'm going to say next year they win the finals.
Speaking of finals and predictions and eventual awards, real quick, while we wrap up here, awards predictions. Who's the most exciting team to watch? Who's the best? Who's a finals contender for sure? Who's MVP right now? Let's go right now. So give us everyone here should give us our 3 MVP players right now. Will, Mohammed, who go first?
We're giving 3
possibilities. 3 players for MVP, yeah.
Embiid, Giannis, Ja.
All right.
Those are my 3.
Okay. That was quick too, damn.
Well, it's not even a question to me, honestly.
Okay.
Embiid is a front runner. I know Mohammed had a fit a few weeks ago with Giannis, but Giannis, the way he's played recently, he's definitely up there. So Embiid, Giannis, Ja.
Okay. Embiid, Jokic, DeMar. All right.
Well, you know what? You make a fair point with DeMar. DeMar
for real
I actually think DeMar should be behind Joel, but if I'm just being honest, he has no chance. He has no chance. He has no chance. He should be, to me, behind Joel. I want to make that clear. I could even I have to give it to Joel just based off of how he's played all year.
I'm not going
no. But like DeMar, bro, do people realize that they haven't had Zach LaVine for a long time? They haven't had Caruso, which people are gonna be, oh, it's just Caruso. Well, Caruso's a big part of that team. They haven't had Alonzo. They haven't had Patrick Williams for almost a whole year. And DeMar is out here breaking records that Wilt holds. I think who said it last week or something? They're like, oh, you don't even consider records with Wilt. Like when you say somebody holds a record or somebody broke a record, you're like, yeah, they broke it, but Wilt still, did it 20 times more. We don't even account for that because we don't expect anybody to break it. But DeMar did it. So sorry, Zach.
Embiid for sure is the front runner, I think. 2. I think. This is tough. DeMar, I think DeMar deserves to be in there. DeMar is definitely in there, I think. Just based off the Bulls' success, he's really in the stats as well. I mean, dude's averaging, what is it, like 30 a game, basically. So those are my 2. Third, who am I gonna go with 3? Should I go with the classic Zach pick here, or should I pick somebody more conventional? Giannis. Yeah, I mean the Bucks are what, the 5 seed? I don't know if I can do that. Yikes. You know what? I'll do it. 3. Give me Steph Curry for the 3rd. Give me Steph Curry for the 3rd one. He's falling down the ranks a little bit in the points, but I'll take Steph on the last one. Jokic is not that high up for me, I think. So Jokic would be next, though. Jokic is the Nuggets can win a little bit more, he would move up, but he's not
So
doing as much
what's
as
your
Embiid.
exact reason or reasons that Steph should be 3?
The Warriors are the 2 seed, and he's averaging 25 points per game. He's shooting very well, efficiently from 3. They're in a slump now with Draymond out. He's got Andrew Wiggins shooting very nice as well. I just feel like he's the leader of
He's
that
got
team.
Andrew
I just
Wiggins
feel like
shooting
he's
very
feel
well.
like he's the leader of that team, and he's first and
So those are your
foremost there.
reasons?
Yes.
Okay.
Rebuttal?
Nah.
No rebuttal. Okay, you just let me sit out there. And
It's funny. I had Steph winning it at the beginning of the year. I know that was my prediction for sure.
Yep.
For sure.
No,
AD. But
I definitely. Yeah.
and
Who'd you have?
Embiid's gonna drop, dude.
Yeah, well that's what yeah, because now they got Harden. Yeah.
Well, we don't know. I don't know.
Bro, I was totally off topic again, but I was looking at the roster of that team that the Raptors beat with Kawhi, the Sixers team. Bro, that roster,
they should have won.
I don't understand that.
I try to tell
day.
people the fact that they lost that series is just insane, dude.
That is
they were loaded.
Insane.
They should have went to the finals, dude.
That team should have been a dynasty. Like, are you kidding me? Bro, no wonder Jimmy wanted out. Bro, if I saw a roster with that and we didn't win, we didn't even make it to the conference finals, I'm gone. There's no way. That team was too good.
For real.
Too good.
All right. Those are our 3 award predictions. I don't know if anybody want to shout out some exciting teams or whatever, but we're getting out there right now in the minutes.
Look, AD, I know you're listening and watching this. Please stop wearing low profile Kobe's, dude. I don't know. I don't understand why people do this. They're extremely injury prone. Ja injured himself 2 months ago with that nasty ankle injury, and he was like, I'm not wearing any low profile shoes anymore. And then he went back to low profile shoes recently and he got injured again. So AD, you're like 6 feet, 11 inches. You get injured all the time. Stop wearing Kobe's, dude. They're not good for your ankles. Okay, please. If you're gonna wear Kobe's, at least wear his high tops. If you're not, wear something else, bro. Just do that.
It's a great final thought.
Put on some ankle straps, whatever. I don't know what they're called, but just put
an ankle brace.
Ankle braces, yeah. Do what Steph did. Put on some ankle braces.
All right. As usual, Twitter, Instagram, social media, drill, TikTok. Follow us there. Linktree is going to be in the bio. Appreciate you guys. All-Star break this weekend. Leave a comment below if you like the episode. Like us on YouTube, something like that. So subscribe. Appreciate all you guys. Peace.